Hi, I'm Karthik Rannan. I'm the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later for my college, I get to know about XLR and I enroll in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, XLR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped, so I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Because he's teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came from for collecting the certificate. I seeing the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you XLR for giving these courses. I learned lot of from this. I gained the more knowledge from here, and thank you for XL for teaching us.
Good evening, everyone. Hope all are doing great. So this is Chandana from XLR Solutions. So please inform your friends to join session. So meanwhile, 2 to 3 minutes, we'll start the session. Okay. Meanwhile, you can ask me questions if you have any doubts. And today I'm going to conduct a quiz on parts of speech. Okay. Guys, any more questions? So please let me know. No questions. Okay. I got only one answer, that no questions. So remaining all. Yeah, ma'am, I registered, but we not get any mail. So Udayashree, just drop an email to edl@exolo.com. Okay, my team will help you. How can I log in LMS? So, Udayashree, I think yesterday. Yep, yesterday I explained about LMS. You just go through yesterday class. So, last 10 minutes I explained about LMS and how to use that also. Sarang, yes. So, you are 2023 passed out. Can we provide placement assistance? So, you are from engineering background or anything else? Engineering, okay. So, we are providing, okay. Just keep attending the classes and attend all the quizzes, test and all. Definitely will get it. How can I learn previous record classes? So yesterday I explained about LMS. So how to get those recordings PDF and all. So go through yesterday's LMS what explanation. There you will get it. Bhagyalakshmi, did you give proper email ID or what? But ma'am, I got 50% in 12th. No problem. What about in engineering? So would you provide placement assistance even through we only attended to verbal ability classes, ma'am? Yes, actually, we see consistency in your attendance. So based on that attendance and whatever you attended quizzes, so based on that we are going to give. So do the classes interactively. It will be helpful to you. 60. Okay. So you are eligible for that. So we are considering 60% in your graduation. Okay, done. I will take your questions last 10 minutes. So 8:30 we have a quiz. Yep. Now we will go to class, okay? So yes, Tamil Selvan, so you can take it up the class, okay? Thank you.
A very good evening to you all students. Welcome to the third session on verbal ability training. Is my voice loud and clear? Can I have a confirmation on the chat? Good evening, Ravindra Kumar. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all back. Okay. So you will be having a quiz at 8:30. Till 8:30, we will be discussing phrasal verbs today. Before we start, good. Before we start, is there any doubt regarding yesterday's class? Whatever we discussed yesterday in terms of antonyms, synonyms, parts of speech, word formation. If you have any doubts or clarifications required, please feel free to put it in chat. We will discuss that. Now we will start with our session today. I'll share my screen. I'll be using PowerPoint from now on. Is my slide visible to everybody? Kindly confirm in the chat so that we can proceed. Okay, okay, good. So phrasal verbs. What are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are not a new topic. Okay. So we all have learned phrasal verbs right from class 6 or 7. Why is it important to quickly brush up our mastery over or improve our mastery over phrasal verbs, and what value does it add? Mastering phrasal verbs, what value does it add to one's writing skills, reading skills, speaking and listening skills? Yes, it does improve one's command over the language, overall command over the language, because as final year engineering students, most of you would be awaiting to appear for recruitments, campus recruitments or off campus recruitments, wherein you will have to clear the first round called aptitude. Your numeric ability, your problem solving skills, your logical reasoning, of course, your verbal ability plays a crucial role in helping you clear the first stage of the interview. Not only that, your ability to be as fluent as a native speaker is to a large extent conditioned by your fluency in terms of your ability to use language at an advanced level, from a intermediate speaker to an advanced speaker. What is the difference between a good speaker and a professional speaker is, in any language, especially in English, a professional speaker, a proficient speaker will be able to use phrasal verbs as seamlessly as a native speaker. For instance, I will give you a story and you would understand how important phrasal verbs are. I listen to a lot of podcasts to evaluate my students. I spend a lot of time listening to native speakers and taking notes, passing on the content that I listen to my students, and I test them on different language skills. One such skill is their proficiency in using phrasal verbs. I was listening to a podcast. The podcast is an interview taken by a BBC host. It's called BBC 6 Minute English. And it so happens that the host is interviewing a champion who has made a national record in mountaineering. Mountaineering is a sport. You will have to cross mountains, hills, go through forest and traverse through lakes and rivers and have to reach your destination. It's a team. So that particular team has made a national record. They have crossed a very dangerous stream, a very what do you call it? It's not that easy. Crossing that stream is the decisive moment that any team would win or lose. So that is the crucial moment. The host is questioning the team lead of the captain of the team, which has set this new national record. How is that you were able to make that quick leap of that stream, which is the decisive part? And he says, of course, like everyone else, my team was quite skeptical about getting it right. Even before we stepped into the stream, when we started crossing the stream, it was almost dark, and we were very particular in crossing the stream before it completely becomes dark. So, and much to our surprise, even when we were halfway through, what would you say? What if you were to be the leader of that expedition, that team just made this national record, crossing that stream and so very quickly? He uses this term. Even when we were halfway through, darkness set upon us. that was something new, and I found it very interesting, the use of his language, and he used it so very casually because he happens to be a native speaker. Had it been any other non-native speaker, they would have said something like, when we were halfway down the stream, it became dark, or we were consumed by darkness, or it became dusk. But he very appropriately used this phrasal verb in a very interesting manner. So when we were halfway through, darkness set upon us. That's the difference between native speakers and non-native speakers. They use standard expression, standard phrasal verbs professionally in the right place. So mastering phrasal verbs will help us listen to native speakers quickly, will help us score better marks in reading comprehension, and it will also help us in vocabulary section. So phrasal verbs are a very important element of your vocabulary. So having said this, let us get into the class directly. As you all know, English verbs consist of two parts, especially phrasal verbs. One is the base verb and a particle and a preposition or an adverb particle. When the verb is used with the adverb particle, the combination is called a phrasal verb. So there are two kinds of phrasal verbs, separable and inseparable. Some particles of a phrasal verb can be separated from the verb so that a noun and a pronoun can be inserted, whereas other particles cannot be separated from the verb. In our examples, we will look at it in detail. In addition, there others can be used in a separated form or as a unit. We'll move to the next slide. Okay. So first, we know what a phrasal verb is. A phrasal verb will have two components. One is the verb per se, and then a preposition or an adverb. There are some set of phrasal verbs which are separable, which means a noun or a pronoun can be inserted in between the verb and the preposition part. You can insert a noun or a pronoun. But there are other set of phrasal verbs which has to be used together. There is no possibility of separating them or inserting a verb or a pronoun in between. So here are a few examples. And phrasal verbs can also be intransitive. What is intransitive? What are intransitive verbs, for instance? Intransitive verbs are verbs which do not take an object. For example, when you are discussing active and passive voice. Now I am going to give a sentence in active. You will have to actively respond to my active sentence and convert it into passive. Let's say, I wrote a book. Give me the passive form of this in the chat box. I wrote, let's say, a letter, if not a book. I wrote a letter. This is an active voice. How would you convert this into passive? Yes, I wrote a letter. A letter was written by me. Very good. Thank you, Simant, Lohita. Thank you, everybody who has given the right answer. Okay. Now, I ate an apple becomes an apple was eaten by me. Or in simple present, I eat an apple every day. Now change this into passive, simple present tense. I eat an apple every day. Change this into passive, please. An apple is eaten by me every day. Very good. Mrunalini. Now I am going to give another simple sentence. You are going to change that into passive voice. Good, all have given the right answer. I eat an apple every day. So in order to buy that apple, I go to the market every day. My sentence is, I go to the market every day. Now change this into passive. If I have to eat an apple every day, I should go buy it from the market. So I go to the market every day. Market is visited. No. I visit the market every day. If that's the sentence, market is visited by me every day. But go is an intransitive verb. It will not take an object, rather it will take a complement or an adverb. Market is an adverb of place. So, intransitive verb. Market is gone to me every day. But we don't have such a structure. Go is a intransitive verb, which means it doesn't take an object. You can't say market is gone by me every day. So it's an example I thought I would use here to make you understand what an intransitive verb is. Intransitive verbs cannot be converted into passive form because intransitive verbs do not take an object. Okay, we have skipped a few slides mistakenly. I'll take it back. Okay. So intransitive verb without object, transitive verb with object. As we just saw, they are separable and inseparable. Now, add on. We'll start with the first phrasal verb listed here. Add on. This is separable. We added it on to our house. Within bracket, I have mentioned it. The first one is inseparable. It is used together, which means to increase. Add on is to increase. We added on another floor to our house. We added it onto our house. This is also possible. The first one is used inseparably together, and the sentence within bracket has the pronoun it. We added it on. So this can be used in a separated format. Now what you need to understand is add is the primary verb, which means in mathematical function we add numbers, we add a team member to our team, a player to a team. Addition, add on. But when we retain the verb, base form of the verb, and keep changing the preposition. Add on, add up to, ask for, ask out. So the meaning of the phrasal verb changes depending on the preposition. For example, now be ready to give me the answer. I'm going to give you a verb and ask you to replace the verb with phrasal verb. For example, if a student keeps disturbing the class, he habitually does it. And the teacher says, I cannot tolerate your misbehavior in class anymore. Tolerate is underlined. The question is, replace the underlined verbs with appropriate phrasal verbs. That is the question you will find in the aptitude test. Sometimes they give you options to choose from, and sometimes you don't find options at all. When it is without options, it becomes a bit tougher. Here, I'm not going to give you options. So, put up with. Very good, Monica. That's the right answer. I cannot put up with your unruly behavior anymore. So if you could master such phrasal verbs, it becomes easy for you to speak, understand, read a content very quickly, understand native speakers when you listen to them. So it helps you tolerate. Tolerate, not look forward to, bear with. Okay. To put up with is the exact phrasal verb. Okay. Now, we have a few phrasal verbs listed here. Add on, add up to, ask out for a date, back away, to retreat. The army backed away. When Jim saw the dog, he backed away because he got scared. Okay. We will move on to the next slide. Right. Now back off, back up. Back up has 4 different meaning. The same phrasal verb might have 4 different meaning. Back up is to reverse. When he backed the car up in the driveway, he almost struck the cat. Okay. Backed the car up, it is separable. You can insert a noun or a pronoun in between the verb and the preposition. The second meaning of backup is my sister always backs me up. Of course, siblings, they are bound to support each other, help each other. My sister always backs me up. My brother will back me up. To confirm. So back up means to reverse, physically to reverse, to support, to confirm, and to make copies of computer files. You should back your data up. Backup. Backup means storage. Have a backup of this file, which means you will have to store it in multiple places. So backup, the phrasal verb backup has 4 different meaning in 4 different contexts. So if you have mastered these 4 contexts, it becomes easy for you to understand a complex sentence structure. Okay. And then bail out has 2 different meaning. One is intransitive, the other one is separable. We first look at intransitive. John bailed out of the competition when he found out that Sam was also competing. Maybe Sam could be the best friend of John. John don't want to contest Sam, so he opted out, bailed out, to quit doing something. To rescue. Bail out also means to rescue. Okay. It also means to rescue. He bailed me out. Now, let me quickly get your feedback. What are the other verbs that goes well with this preposition out? O-U-T. Is there anything, any other verb? Log out, very good. Get out. Right. Now with in and up, figure out is one common expression that we use. Figure out. When the cat comes out of the house. Look out for. Look out means search. The police is on the lookout for the criminal. We also have a noun called a compound noun called lookout notice. When a criminal is absconding for a longer period, the police will legally issue a lookout notice. Okay. Now what is bash in? Bash in, beat up, black out. Beat up, as we all know, if the suspect is not cooperating for the inquiry under police custody, at times he or she gets beaten up. To hurt someone physically. He has a black eye. Someone must have beaten him up. He has a swollen eye. Okay. To beat up someone. Woke up. Yes. Pick up. To pick up someone for a ride. Laid up. Okay. Now we will move on. So to beat up is to hurt someone. To black out is to lose consciousness. Jack hasn't eaten anything for 3 days. So he finally blacked out. Blend in, to match. Blend in is to match. It is intransitive. An example given here is, when you move to a new neighborhood, you will bend in, you will blend in after a while, which means you get to know your neighbors, you get to know where the departmental stores, grocery stores, where the medical, to buy medicines, where the nearby school is, what are the places of recreation. You blend in, you get to know about the neighborhood. Now, give me some other sentence using this phrasal verb blend in. I've given you one example. You blend in with your neighborhood. First year students. First year students blend in with the college atmosphere within a week or so. Is to get mixed. Okay. So blow up is to inflate. Please blow up only the red balloon for Sally's birthday party, for Jim's birthday party. It is to inflate. What is the opposite of inflate? A quick question on your vocabulary. Antonym or of inflate. Quick. Let me check who gives me the answer first. I'm waiting in the chat. What is the opposite of inflate? Deflate. Viber. Monica. Good. Deflate. So blow up means to inflate. Blow up also means to explode. The terrorist blew up the building, or the army personnel blew up something. Blew up. Blow up also means to become angry. So it means to inflate, it means to explode, it means to become angry. So blow up means three different meanings. Once you are familiar with these three, then it becomes easy for you to get the meaning contextually. Okay, boss around. People who boss around, who are bossy, to order people what to do. The new supervisor likes to boss around the employees. Means to be like a boss. Okay. Breakdown, we all know. Breakdown, break up. Breakdown has three different meaning in three different contexts. One is to separate into parts. He did not understand the sentence, so Mary broke it down into separate words, translating each separately. Now give me a quick sentence in this context. to separate into parts, break down. Type it out in the chat box. Break down. To understand complex mathematical procedures easily, we should break it down. The glass broke down. Okay, correct. But when a vehicle breaks down to stop functioning, it stops functioning. Breakdown also means to lose control. He broke down into tears. When the computer breaks down, I break down project in modules. Yes, correct, Viber. So understand the phrasal verb blow up has three different contexts, and breakdown is used in three different contexts. It means to separate into parts, to stop functioning, and to lose control. We'll move on. Okay. Break in. Now, who is the person who breaks in to loot things from a locked up house? Thieves, especially who breaks into closed houses. Thief is a general term. A thief, let's say a thief who specializes, not robbers. We have a specific term for people who break into closed houses when there is no occupants there and loot people. What is that called? To break open houses and then loot the property. Give me the correct answer. Who are they called and what is that act called? Act of, think, burglary, burglar. People who break into closed houses, lock the houses and loot the things. Burglars, burglary. Okay. Break in, break into. To wear something until it is comfortable. When I buy new shoes, first I need to break them in order to not hurt myself. Break up, it has a lot of connotations now. Yes, break up, to scatter. Break up with, to end a relationship. So bring down, to cause to fail. Bring down. Government strategies have brought down the price of vegetables or whatever it is. Bring down, to keep it under control or to cause to fail. I'm sorry. So bring forth. Bring forth is to produce. Your thoughtful remark will bring forth lots of discussion during the meeting later today. Will bring forth, to produce. Your hard work will bring forth good results. Bring in and bring on. Bring in is to earn money. And bring on is to cause to start. When you bring the music on, the show will start. Okay. Similarly, bring up means separable. So to mention, bring up. Why did you bring this discussion up? Sarah never brings Eric's past up when they visit her grandparents. To bring up, to start a discussion. Okay. Now bring up has another meaning too. To raise to maturity. It means to raise to maturity. Who brought you up? Some of you during your self-introduction say, I was born and brought up. That is this phrasal verb, bring up. So brush up on. To practice. So quickly brush up on your basics of phrasal verbs. To burn down, to destroy by fire. Burn up, to cause anger. But now people who work out regularly, who hit the gym, they talk about burning up calories. If you are obese and overweight, doctors address you to walk, jog, hit the gym, to burn up unwanted calories. Burn up. But here it has a different context, to cause anger. It doesn't literally mean to burn something up. Phrasal verbs and idioms are not supposed to be read literally. If you are trying to get the literal meaning, then you would be misled. There is a idiom. We will also discuss fixed and semi-fixed expressions tomorrow. And let me give a hint. I keep your chat ready. Okay. What does this idiom mean? To kick the bucket. What does this idiom mean? To kick the bucket? To die. Nahasai. Correct. So it doesn't mean that someone is physically hitting the bucket. When someone says break a leg, what does this idiom mean? To break a leg. All the best. Very good. Good luck. But if you try to figure out the meaning literally, why should this guy wants me to break the leg? What is the meaning of this idiom? Under my very nose. I saw him fainting, losing consciousness under my very nose. What does it mean? Under someone's nose. Does it literally mean under their face or under their nose? No. It means hide. No, that's not the answer. Under someone's nose, under my very nose is in my presence. I was able to look at that scene of crime, or this happened under my very nose. I am the eyewitness under my eyes. And what is pay through my nose? I have to pay through my nose to buy an Audi or Mercedes. I have to pay through my nose. How do you pay through your nose? It's an idiom. You don't have to look at the literal meaning. What does it mean, by the way? To pay through the nose? Anybody? Too much money, very good. Which is beyond my affordability. Which is beyond my affordability. To pay through one's nose. So you have to correct, pay too much money, TOO. The more familiar you become with different idioms and phrasal verbs, the more confident you actually become in using language fluently. Okay. Call on, call off, call up. Now, I'm not going to change the slide here. There are 4 different phrasal verbs with this root verb called call. The last 4 on the screen, on the slide that you see. Call on, call off, call up, calm down. Call on, call off, call up, call down. Now, What does this call for mean? CALLFOR. There is a phrasal verb called call for. What does it mean? Quickly check and post it in the inviting. Usually, where do you use this term? Call for. Demand, correct. Employee, advertisements for employment. There is a call for lecturers in this particular university, teaching faculty in this particular university. Call for. Call off, call on is to pay a visit, to ask and to pay a visit. He calls on. Call off, call up, calm down. Okay. We go to the next slide now. Care for. Care for. Want. Do you care for coffee or lunch? Sorry, coffee or tea after lunch? Care for. Care about. Now, I have a quick question. What is the phrasal verb for this verb resemble? For example, the question is this. Replace the underlined word with an appropriate phrasal verb. And the question is, who do you resemble in your family? Resemble in the sense, physically, you look like your mom or dad or your grandparent. The question is, who do you resemble in your family? Resemble is underlined. No, look-alike is not the actual phrasal verb. Who do you resemble in your family? Resemble is underlined. What is the phrasal verb? If options are given, you can recollect and work your way through the elimination process, arrive at the right answer. But what? Very good, Bhageshri Gaikwad. Congratulations. That's the right answer. Who do you take after? And that's why we need to master phrasal verbs. Even if you score 1 mark extra, that makes a big difference. You are far ahead of rest of the competitors in the aptitude test. So each and every mark scores. Who do you take after? Means who do you resemble? Give me a few other phrasal verbs with this action word take. In class, when the professor is dictating or when the teacher is dictating, what do the students do? Notes have to be, no, look after is to take up. No, Bhageshri, we don't use up there. When students have to note down something, take down or note down. Take up notes. Check the phrasal verb take up. What does it mean? Check for this. Yeah, take down is the correct phrasal verb. And what does take up mean? I'm going to take up what? This new job assignment, something you accept, take up. You take it or leave it. Okay. Coming back to the slide. Care for has two usage. One is to want, to take care of. To carry on is to continue. Carry on with your work. It's easy. We use it in common parlance. Catch on. Catch up with. catch in, catch out of. So carry on, there's no much explanation required. Catch on, to become popular. Being bald and wearing tattoos, what does the sentence say? Have caught on fairly quickly, has caught on in many countries to become popular. Catch up with, I'll catch up with you later. Okay. Check in. To register at a hotel or inn, I can check in later. The hotel desk is open until 9 p.m. We all know what check in and check out means. Let us move on. Yes, Sai Suman. Can you raise your concern in the chat box? Sai Suman, if you have something to say. Or you can drop your hand if you have risen it by mistake. Drop your hand. Okay. I'm trying to move the next slide. Okay. Cheer on. Cheer up. Cheer on is to support. Hockey fans always cheer their teams on. What does the verb depend go with? If there is a blank after depend, what do you fill it with? What preposition will you fill it with mostly? Depend on. Okay, good. Now, there are some complex phrasal verbs. Please check Google and find the difference between differ with, differ from. Let me check who's going to give me the answer. Both are phrasal verbs. It's possible. With this verb differ, D-I-F-F-E-R, we can use two prepositions. Differ with, differ from. Who can quickly give me the difference? Yes. Comparison. What is comparison? Differ with or differ from? Give me the technical difference. Technically. Differ with, where do we use? Differ from, where do we use? Disagree with a person. Very good, Bhagyashri. With a person, what do we use? Differ from or differ with? Differ with, unlike the other, with a person. Okay. Differ from. Similarly, refer to, refer with. Please make a note of this. Differ with, differ from, refer to, refer with reference to, with reference with, not like it. So they have their own meaning. If the interviewer wants to set a tough question paper, then they will have such complex phrasal verbs. They will ask you to fill in using such complex phrasal verbs. So be careful with that as well. Come around, come by, to obtain, come along, come across. I came across an interesting book in the library, happened to see. come into, come on, come out, come to. The expression come, set, and put, call, all these verbs have lot of combinations, and each combination with specific verbs will give different meanings. Come through, come up, come by. Okay. Come out, to become known. And also, come out also means it has come out really well. Come out, the project has really come out really well. The project has come out really well. Its final shape. Come over, to visit casually. Why don't you come over? So make a note of all these different possibilities, so that if you happen to come over, not come over. Okay, now give me the correct phrasal verb. Make a note of all these phrasal verbs, because if you happen to dash some difficult questions in verbal ability, you can solve using phrasal verbs. If you dash come, what is the preposition? If you, let me check in the chat if anybody has given the right answer. If you come across, very good, Bhakyashri. Thank you for being very quick in responding. Yes. If you come across any tough question, it will help you. Come across, come by, come upon. Come has lot of combinations. Come down. Did it start with the previous slide? Yes, come by, to obtain. So come has too many prepositions. Come by, come around, come along, and then come through, come over, come to, come up. So there are a lot of, some verbs will have 10, 15 combinations, and one such verb is come. You need to be really careful. So you could ask me, should we memorize all this? Not really, but if you have a good command over language, you don't have to memorize it. But initially, to see the difference, because come down with is different from come into. Come on is different from come out, come over, come through. You should know how to use it in the right context. Okay. What? Go to the last three phrasal verbs here. Do in, to make tired, do over. What if you do not have a particular resource? You will have to do dash. Suppose you are in a project and your teammate, if it's a two-member project, when it is the time for your Viva OC test or for your demo, project demo, if your partner is not there, the person who worked with you in developing your project, what will you say? Now, for example, Suresh is not feeling well, so he couldn't make it up for this presentation. So I will have to do not with. He is absent, so do without. To do without. I have taken only the commonly used phrasal verbs, but there are also some complex ones that is not here, but it's Good that you go through, whenever you find time, go through the list of phrasal verbs so that you constantly keep updating your proficiency in English usage. Okay. So drag on, keep dragging on to continue endlessly. In the HR interview, you should give answers, direct answers. You can't afford to keep dragging on, drag on and on. Okay. To drop, to dream up, to dress up. Drink up is to finish a drink. Once you complete everything, it's called you drink up. Drop off, drop in is to visit. To drop off, to drop out of a course. You get into a course, after a while you find that okay, it's not that interesting, or at least as interesting or as I expected it to be. So you decide to drop out. What is eat out? Fall for. Eat up is to finish a meal. Drink up is to finish a drink. End up, and that ended up in. To arrive after driving around for hours, we ended up exactly where we started. So this project ended up in a mess, and this project ended up bringing a revenue of these lakh rupees, this much revenue. They will up to face up to is a frequently used phrasal verb. Face up to admit to. Fall apart has two different usage. One is to break down. He fell apart. And then to suffer emotionally. Fall apart also means to suffer emotionally. Fell apart. Now, what is fall down? What is the difference between fall down and you fall directly on the floor, wherein your face hits against the road or whatever object you fall into? What is that verb called? You fall, you slip, and you fall on the sideways, but at times you walk straight. You mess up with your feet, it gets intertwined, and you literally fall down, hitting your face, your nose against the road or any wall. What is that? It ends with down, DOWN. And what is the word? The verb. It begins with the letter T. Anybody who could crack this? Not drop down. No. Not D. T. TQRS T. It starts with T. No, not fall on. Haven't you heard of this term topple down? Check the meaning of topple down. What does dictionary say? Topple down. Check that word and type the meaning here in chat. And overbalance or cause to overbalance and fall. Okay, losing balance and fall, topple down. Good. Okay, now a quick revision of whatever we have discussed. If a criminal is on a hideout, hideout is also a phrasal verb, hideout for a long period, the police will serve a dash notice, fill in with the appropriate verb. We did discuss this a little while ago. If a criminal or a suspect is on a hideout for a longer period, the police will issue a dash notice. I mentioned it in class a while ago. I just wanted to check how many of you are seriously taking notes and making use of this session to hone your language skills or sharpen your vocabulary. Quick, if a criminal is on a hideout and if there is a lot of pressure on the police to nail him down, to trace him down, there's a lot of pressure from all sources, the media, people, not warrant. I'm talking about the phrasal verb will serve a dash notice. His photograph will be pasted in public places, not search out. We use that term. Are you not taking notes or taking down notes? Again, a phrasal verb. Lookout notice. We discussed it a little while ago. Lookout notice. Okay. Now, one of the frequently asked question about in phrasal verb or idioms and phrases. Now, students have to be dash with latest technologies. Students have to be dash with latest technologies. Now it is a 3-letter. No, we are not just update, not come up. We are talking about phrasal verbs. Now this phrasal verb or an idiom, if you may call it, have to, it has 3 parts. The first part is in, the preposition in. Then there is a blank and it ends with W-I-T-H. In, there is a dash, a blank, and with. Students have to be in dash with the latest technologies. Anybody who can give me the answer? Anybody who gives the answer has advanced level of vocabulary, I would say. Not follow with. There is a preposition, in, and then there is a blank. In touch with, okay, to some extent, in touch with, there is a professional expression called in tandem with, T-A-N-D-E-M-W-I-T-H. I have seen this question a couple of times with, I think it's Mahindra and Deloitte, these two companies. Okay, in tandem with. One of you check the meaning and type it out here. In tandem with. What does that expression mean? Give me the literal meaning of that. Open up your dictionary, type this phrase, or you can get it online. In tandem with. Working together, very good. In tandem with. So students, especially engineering students, alongside each other, together, okay. With the latest technologies, you should work together, not just study and then let things forget. No, you will have to work practically, work together, in tandem with, in coordination or in partnership with, working together. Okay. So fall apart. What is the difference between follow through and follow on? Get the meaning if there are two different usage. What is follow through? Where will you use follow through and follow on? What is the meaning? I want my students to check the meaning and display it on chat now. Continue till end. Follow through or follow on? What does it mean? Ability to carry. Follow through. So if the preposition after the verb changes, then the meaning changes as well. Follow through, follow on. Follow up. Give me some other preposition possible after follow. Follow through, follow on, follow up. We don't use follow in, do we? No. Okay. Right. Now, imagine who are introverts, who are introverts and extroverts. Give me the meaning on chat. Whom will you categorize as introvert and whom will you categorize as extrovert? I will digress a bit here to make you understand certain phrasal verbs. Who doesn't express themselves, their feelings, who are not okay with socializing with people, who are very reserved, they are introverts. Extroverts are people who readily mingle with a group. They will break the ice and start a conversation. They would be fun to be with extroverts. Now, introverts, that doesn't mean that someone is introvert, they are dumb people. At times, they are very good people who vocalize their ideas, who write well, speak well. But it's just that they are not okay with crowd, to mingle with crowd. But led to themselves, they are very good. So, you know for sure that, say, Mr. Arun is an introvert. But you know he is a very good singer, but an introvert. He doesn't appear on stage and sing. So on behalf of him, you register for a singing competition. So only a few days, when there is only a few days left for the competition, you reveal this to your friend. And you say, see, our friends are very eagerly waiting to see your performance on stage. You will have to participate. So please do not let us complete with the phrasal verb. So we are eagerly waiting. Everybody in our class is eagerly waiting for your performance on stage. Very good, Bhagyashri. So please do not let us down. And you literally beg him, but he rejects your plea. He outrightly rejects by saying, I am not cut dash for stage performance. Give me the preposition here. He says he firmly rejects your request. He firmly rejects your plea. He firmly rejects your idea, saying, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, friends. I know I am not cut dash for stage performance. What is the possible preposition? Cut out. Very good. Not cut through. Check the meaning for no, cut off doesn't work, cut through doesn't work. Who gave me this answer? Cut out. Correct. I was not cut out for something. Means I don't make a good stage performer. I know my limits, I know my strength and weakness. I'm not comfortable with the crowd. If you guys want to listen to my song, if you want to hear me sing, then arrange a private party, we 20, 30 of us alone our classmates alone will go somewhere, and I'll sing. I would even bring my band. Let's entertain ourselves, but not in an open forum. I am not cut out for stage performance. Good. So if you are good at language, you will experiment with using appropriate phrasal verbs when you are on stage, when you are in the interview, when you are in any professional scenario, when you want to speak your mind out. If you couldn't think of that particular expression or phrase, phrasal verbs will come to your rescue. And you can put up a very, what to say, an extraordinary, exemplary performance. So having a new stock of verbs, phrasal verbs, idioms, discourse markers. Tomorrow we are going to discuss two very important aspects of language. It's called fixed expression and semi-fixed expressions, which is an extended version of phrasal verbs and idioms. So fixed and semi-fixed expressions. If you master all these basic elements of language, it will help you improve a lot. Viber has a question. What should we need to watch, hear, read to improve our English? Okay, let me digress a bit here. I'm very happy to address such questions. Young people who wanted to be a fluent speaker. So there are four basic skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, not just in English, for learning any foreign language, for any L2, L3. Any language that you learn apart from your mother tongue is a new language. You will have to learn it through these four processes: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Language experts, they say, academicians, they say that out of these four skills, two skills are receptive skills. Receptive skills, what are they? Listening and what else? Reading. Listening and reading are receptive skills because we receive information through these two skills. The other two, speaking and writing, are productive skills because we produce content, we produce information, we disseminate. So always be informed, be very well informed that no amount of reading will make you a better speaker, and no amount of listening will make you a better writer. If you want to be a good writer, you will have to read a lot. If you want to be a good speaker, you will have to listen a lot. Good quality listening of native speakers directly translates into effective speaking. Good amount of reading standard literature, reading newspapers, reading editorials, reading a lot of content on the web, standard content by native speakers, not exclusively native speakers. There are other writers who excel, who write better than native speakers themselves, but it is advisable that you stick on to a few established writers. So the idea is, if you want to be a good writer, you will have to read a lot. If you want to be a good speaker, you will have to listen a lot. And there are a lot of there is programs available. BBC 6-minute English. I'll type it out so that BBC 6-minute English. And there are podcasts. Podcasts and interviews. Some of the programs that I frequently listen to is at Wharton. The other programs that I not just to Ravindra Kumar, I can type it out to all others as well. No, it is called intelligent square debate. Go to YouTube, type intelligent square debate. You will get a lot of debates. Young students of this generation born after 2020 have lot of opportunities to quickly learn any language because Gen Z, they call them Gen Z, they grow along with technology, be it iPods or smartphones or other listening equipments. When they have quick access to language learning tools, and there are a lot of forums where native speakers train you, but my suggestion is to listen to a lot of quality content, listen to a lot of debates, listen to a lot of technical forums. You will, along with gaining technical information, you will also hone your language skills. Most of the time language is learned unconsciously. You listen, you mimic. So to be able to speak well, you should be constantly listening to native speakers, how they express themselves effectively, what kind of phrases they use. When they don't have answers for a particular question, how do they handle it? What phrases do they use? Their body language, their eye contact, their mannerisms, everything you will have to listen. There is one guy whom I very closely follow. Yes, one second. Uh, I follow a couple of people. One is this guy. I forgot his name. I'll quickly let you know before the session ends. If you could follow his lectures, then you will have a very good chance of improvising on effective communication skills. Okay, I'll also share you some links through which you can. TED Talks is another very effective platform. Listen to a lot of TED Talks. This guy, Simon Sinek, follow this guy. one of the very smart life coaches whom I regularly watch on YouTube, Simon Sinek. He gives example from real life situations. He is leadership mentor. All his leadership mentor programs are there in YouTube. You can follow this guy. There are a lot of smart people who you can listen to, the way they think, the way they deliver, the way they carry themselves. Tony Robbins, for example. There are lot of motivational speakers whom you can keep listening to and learn a lot of new ideas. Okay. Hope this was useful as well. Now, coming back to our phrasal verbs. Okay. Give me a minute. Right. We will move on. So to get across, go ahead, get along, get around. Get around has two usage. One is to avoid, the other one is to go from place to place. Okay. Get at, get back, get on to, get by, get across. Okay, I have a question here. If you want to move past a bad experience, for example, if you have lost a close relative, maybe in COVID or in some accident, close friend of yours, a close neighbor, someone whom you thought was your role model, then chances are that you will become emotionally drained. You need some motivation for a few days or weeks. You will find life to be bit hard, a bit messy, but somehow you have to learn to dash that situation, and the verb here is tide, tide. I've given the hint. Now what is the preposition that follows? This is the context for you to. Okay, I will slow it down. Now I'm giving not get over. I've given you, though the preposition is right, the actual phrase there is to tide over. Will one of you quickly check the meaning and will display it on chat? To tide over. Okay. Now I have another question. So tide over is to come out of that situation. You will have to cross and then life moves on. Tide over. What if you read a very mystery novel and that idea characters, the screenplay or something? You read a novel or you watch a movie, is lingering in your mind for a few days. You can't just get away with it. It could be a very captivating book or a very interesting, nail biting horror movie, anything of that sort. If it keeps lingering on your mind, in your mind for a longer period, what is that expression called? You remain. There is this word and this over. What is brood over? To brood over something. Will one of you check and type the right spelling? To brood over something? Quick. Both the expression and its meaning. because these are terms I come across in my research of previous year papers in verbal ability test. I come across terms such as tide over, brood over, differ with, differ from, in tandem with. Is my voice clear? Am I speaking too fast? Someone has suggested that I speak slow. Of course, I speak very slowly. I understand these are final year engineering students, and I can't afford to speak the way I actually do to seniors. Okay, now tell me, what does brood over mean? Type the word first. I need to check if you have got it right. Quick. Why is that nobody is responding? Is my chat not moving? About something. To brood over, correct. What does it mean? So the meaning says to think a lot about something that makes you annoyed, anxious, and upset. To think a lot about something that makes you annoyed, anxious, and upset. It means to brood over. Gloomily, very good. Now, let me also test how fluent you are with idioms. If you are very happy, your joy knows no bounds. You are on top of the world. What would you say? An expression which says, I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy. What's an idiom? I am at over the moon. I am on cloud nine. Very good, Pranita. Nagasai. Excellent. Okay. So we will also be looking at some idioms in the following classes. Easy ones and some difficult ones. Let me ask you a question. What does to blow hot and cold? What does this idiom mean? To blow hot and cold. I have recently come across this in an recruitment paper. To blow hot and cold. In seventh heaven. Okay. Inconsistent. Very good. To keep changing your mind. It could be your taste for a particular activity. You keep changing everything. To blow hot and cold. What does this idiom mean? A hard nut to crack. A hard nut to crack. Please make a note of all this. In tomorrow's class, we will be discussing all this in detail, along with fixed and semi-fixed expression. What is Pyrrhic victory? It's an idiom. Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic. A hard nut to crack is a very difficult problem. Yes, Vishal. Thank you for that. Losing very much, trying to win something. In fact, the win doesn't worth it. For example, in cricket, let's say out of 5 one-day matches, the tournament consists of 5 one-day matches. All 4 are won by the opponent team. It's the final match, 5th one-day. The series is 4-0. The opponent, be it Australia or South Africa, any cricketing team, has won 4 out of the 5 matches, and this is the final match. Even if India wins, the series is won by the opponent. So there are 2 contexts wherein we can use this. One is losing too many resources for a win, but it's not worth. Your loss will be more than what you gain. That is Pyrrhic victory. And another context of Pyrrhic victory is even if you win it, it is not going to make any much difference because you have already completely lost or something. So Pyrrhic victory. Good. Okay. So we'll have a few more slides to move on. You know what get around is, get at, get back, get by. Okay. What do you mean when you give up? What does it mean? You give up on something. You try too many times and you give up. What is the difference between give up and give in? Anybody quickly post it on the chat. Stop trying, give up. Give in, give in. Give up is to surrender. Very good, Rohan. What does give in mean? You give in to something. What does this idiom mean? Give in. To yield to something. To admit defeat. Give in to the pressure. Yes, let someone to control any situation. Okay. Now, what does come by mean? Come by, we did discuss in the previous slides. Come by. The verb abide is followed by what preposition? Abide. Abide in, abide on, abide by. Very good. What is the phrasal verb for to search something? To search something. Look for. What is the phrasal verb to make a visit onto your friend? To pay a visit to your friend. What is the phrasal verb? Drop by, okay. To call on someone, come by. And if a strike comes to an end, if the strike by an employee group, by employers in an organization, they go on a strike, and yes, they call off. They call off. What is the phrasal verb to extinguish a fire? To extinguish fire is put off. Okay. On your birthday, you wear new dress. The word wear is underlined. What is the phrasal verb? Which means to wear. W-E-A-R. Put on. If you are selected as a representative, what does that mean? You are selected as a representative, and as a set of people, a group of people, a community of people have sent you to parliament or to a place. Not ambassador, we are talking about phrasal verb. Put in. Check what does this phrasal verb put in. P-U-T-I-N. What does it mean? One is to interrupt a discussion, placed something in somewhere. Okay. To submit. Right. So tomorrow, rehearse all your phrasal verbs. There are thousands of phrasal verbs actually, so it is difficult for us to go through every single phrasal verb, but you need to understand the importance of phrasal verbs, idioms, phrases, fixed and semi-fixed expressions. Okay. Hold on, hold up, hurry up, iron out. Okay. Now, what does this phrase mean? The police have been searching for a suspect in all over the place, and somehow they got a hint or a clue that that particular suspect is hiding here. Now, how will that get reported in news? The police have actually found out is the meaning, but what are the other ways of referring to it? Anybody? Which ends in IN. INON. Anybody? It also means to aim at, not whereabouts. No. I'll give you a hint. Actually, it's a number which means nothing. Can you figure it out? The police have found out very zero in. Very good. Very good, Rohan, Bhagyashree. zeroed in on. The police have zeroed in on. That's the complete expression. It means to zero in on somebody or something. Okay. Right. Go with, go around, go down, go off, go over. Okay. What does this idiom mean? To spill the beans. Quickly share it in the chat. What does this? Tell a secret. Very good. To disclose a secret. What do you mean by to play the second fiddle? If someone plays the second fiddle, what does it mean? The second position. Very good. Okay. Will one of you share an idiom that you have learned recently or heard somewhere? I'll share you some corporate idioms. Next class, we'll be discussing some corporate idioms as well. Best of both worlds. Very good, Monica. That's a good idiom. Best of both worlds. What does this idiom mean? To pay someone back by their own coin. To pay someone back by their own coin. What does this befitting reply? Rocking up the own tree. Okay. What is the difference between fill in and fill up? You fill in a blank or fill up a blank. What goes well with fill in? Fill in a blank. Fill in the blank. Good. You fill up a form. You fill up a form or you fill in a form. What is the correct phrasal verb that means to submit? Phrasal verb which means submit. You fill up a bottle. You fill in a blank. You don't fill up a blank or fill up an application. Even if it's an application, you fill up a container. Be careful with that. You fill up an empty space, a container. With substance is good. Answer my question. What is the phrasal verb which means to submit the application? Put forward. No, it starts with hand. The first verb is given. Now you will have to fill in the appropriate preposition. Hand in, Bhagyashri Gaikwad. Very good. Hand in the application means to submit. So in the actual test, you will be given a sentence, verb will be underlined. You will have to fill in the verb with the appropriate phrasal verb. So to be able to score maximum marks, it's good that you have a sound knowledge of phrasal verbs and go through this and a few more that we will be discussing tomorrow as well. You can quickly take snapshots of the PPT if required. Attendance link will be shared quickly. Okay. I'm going to send you some questions in chat. What is the preposition for this word? Middle with. Very good. Okay. Meddle with or meddle in? Which is more appropriate? Brag about. Okay. So these are questions that you will find in the actual recruitment test papers. Brag about. Okay. What does this idiom mean? To call it a day? Of course, we still have some more time. To call it a day. What does this idiom mean? To end something. Okay. Closing session. We still have a few minutes left. Decide or agree. Okay. Get the difference between these two words. Give me the difference. Where will we use agree on? Where will you use agree with? And where will you use agree to? Quickly search and get me the answer. Okay, I agree with your answer. To show acceptance, not accepted. Agree with people. Okay, agree to what? Agree on is used for reaching a. Okay. So you should learn the difference between words with different preposition. They mean different. They lead you to different meanings. Agree to people. Agree to sign something. Very good. If you could know to, if you understand this difference, and that will help you a great deal. You shouldn't be confused. So that's why. Is there a phrase called agree upon? Agree upon. Check where can you use agree upon. Agree upon a particular decision. So you have agree with, agree to, agree upon statements. Good. Okay. So tomorrow your quiz will be on some tricky phrasal verbs, idioms. Of course, we will be discussing fixed and semi-fixed expressions, and then we will move on to tenses, a very important aspect of language. Tenses, different tenses, all 12 tenses, and some keywords, tricks and shortcuts, how to arrive at the accurate or correct verb forms. We will be working on it day after tomorrow on Friday. Any doubts? Yes, today's quiz, ma'am will take it up. Chandana ma'am, I'm waiting for madam to start the quiz. Okay, this content will be stored in LMS. You can download it. Whenever you find time, work on your basics, your grammar rules, your vocabulary, your phrasal verbs, idioms, everything. Ma'am will start in a minute or two. Any doubts, students, with whatever we have discussed? Again, I'm reiterating the fact that you need to master the nuances of phrasal verbs. The same verb will have 5 or 10 or 15 different combinations with different prepositions, and you should not be confused. You should have a thorough understanding of what it actually means.
Yeah, Tamil Selvi. Can I take it up?
Yes, ma'am. So, students, as we discussed, come prepared for a test and a discussion on phrasal verbs, idioms, phrases, fixed and semi-fixed expressions. We will discuss again tomorrow at 6:30. Take care. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, guys, I'm sending the link. So, all the best. And choose the option where I mentioned, okay? And mark your answers in a small letters. So, I mentioned in the Google form also. So, make sure that while answering. All the best, everyone. So, guys, you need more time to write the test, or else we'll end at 8:50. So, let me know in the chat box. I heard that the question paper was difficult. Okay, then I will extend this up to 8:55. Okay. Attendance link I will share after this test. Okay. So no problem. I know that this test is very difficult. We will consider this for today. Okay. Tomorrow onwards, we will choose different way. Okay. No problem. Don't worry. I know that it's hard. Tomorrow I will upload this paper in the LMS. Just go through it. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's because of spaces you gave. You have to check the spellings also, whether it is correct or not. Vijay Verma, it's ending like it's still up to 8:55. Okay. Yep, I got that. So because we don't have here multiple choice questions, right? We gave fill in the blanks. So it's not good, I think. Yeah, tomorrow onwards we'll follow MCQ questions. Okay. Okay, fine. Today we got many problems, right? So I'm not showing top 20 today. So tomorrow I'm giving test on synonyms and antonyms, and I'll mention in that MCQ questions. Don't worry about that. Okay. And this paper I will upload in the LMS tomorrow. You just go through that and learn from there. So is that fine? Yes, done. Yeah, I got that. I will do MCQ questions. Okay. So any more questions? Let me know. Maybe because of spaces also the answer will be wrong. Okay. So it's fine. No problem. So we will conduct quizzes on MCQ format. No worries. So that's why we are not considering like we are not showing top 20 as well today. Questions answers was correct only. We'll upload that in LMS. Okay. Except that, any questions? On Sunday, it is normal timings as usual. No, on weekends, we have a programming skills. That is the morning session, 10:30 to 1 p.m. Okay? Yes, done. I will conduct this test on another day with multiple choice questions. Okay, that time it will be good. I sent attendance link. Please mark your attendance. So don't forget it. Ma'am, throughout the all course, you give only one certificate to us. Yes, for the whole skill up program, we are providing only one certificate. It's not like for verbal ability one, logical reasoning one. It's not like that. Will this training session provide placement assistance for BSc degree students too? No. So only in final year engineering students, we are providing placement assistance. Okay, remaining for all them, we are providing participation certificate based on their attendance. Ma'am, if possible, please share LMS portal link. Yes, I'm sending now. Daily timings will be weekdays. We have a 6:30 to 9 o'clock sessions. That's on verbal ability and soft skills, quantitative aptitude based on the what topic. So a weekday, like weekends, we have a only on programming skills. That's a morning session, 10:30 to 1. Yes, everybody will allowed to get certificate. Okay, please mark your attendance. Don't forget that. So attendance is mandatory for the certificate. Ma'am, is there any fine? Yes, we are conducting of completion of these all topics. So we are going to conduct a final exam also on these topics. So Navya, it's no worries. You will get a mail from XLR. Tomorrow also we have a quiz on synonyms and antonyms. Yes, if you don't have any questions means you can leave the session and we'll meet on tomorrow. Okay. What if we didn't register for programming skills? We will still get the certificate. If you register for one time, that is, you register for verbal ability, for example. So it means you register for all skill up program. Okay, it's not, there is no separate registration link for programming skills, logical reasoning. It's not like that. Ma'am, but in that link, it's showing only registration page. I'm not finding my any login steps. So after registration, you will receive mails, whatever you give a mail ID. So to that mail ID, you receive two what emails. So yesterday I explained about LMS. So you just go through those classes. So yesterday class, there I explained about LMS. And yep, I have logged in, ma'am. I'm not finding any login step. Did you join our WhatsApp channel, Bashir? Would you conduct any quizzes in this verbal ability, ma'am? So from Monday onwards, it started actually. So today is the first quiz. Tomorrow also I'm going to conduct a quiz on synonyms and antonyms. Yes, Mojesh, tell me. Okay, ma'am, we joined to this course lately. Already some topics are done and classes are done. We did not get 60% attendance. It is possible to get the certificate. Yeah. Uh, we started this program at Jan 8th. So today is the 21st one, 21st February, right? Still we have a 2 more months. Okay. So maybe you can attend daily, you can reach that, or else we will consider your consistent attendance so that you can get certificate. Okay. I'm not completed my exam whose time is up. That's okay. No problem. I couldn't receive any call from XLR Solutions. May I know, ma'am? So actually, we are in the process. By this week, you will receive mails through XLR. Okay. Please wait up to this week. So next week, you can ask me why, ma'am, it didn't come in. I'll answer for that. WhatsApp channel link. Yes, I'm sharing. Any more questions, guys, or else we'll wind up the session for the today. What is the name of WhatsApp channel, ma'am? So it's a Skill Up Finaliers. XLR Skill Up Finaliers. XLR Career Assurance Program campaign is it from XLR only? Yes. That's also from XLR. Test paper to revise is for revising purpose. I will share in LMS. So you can get from LMS. So that's a ECAP program, Anil. So it's not a fake. So, Shaik, you just go through yesterday's class. So, in yesterday's class, last 10 to 15 minutes, I explained about LMS. So, in LMS, I explained about where you will get recording sessions, PDF, all things. So, in YouTube, you can get that record. Just go through that. Okay. Yep. If you don't have any queries, you can leave. Programming skills class time, ma'am. Yes. Weekend, 10:30 to 1 p.m. Saturday, Sunday. Okay. 2 days we have a programming skills. That's a morning session, 10:30 to 1 p.m. So yes, I'm done with all questions. So yeah, good night everyone. Bye bye. We'll meet on tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll come with MCQ question quiz. Okay. Is there any payment for these courses, ma'am? No. Anil, which courses you are talking about? ECAP or else the skill up? Uh, Viral shorts. You can go through yesterday's class. In that I explained about where you will get the recording sessions, that and all. So yeah, you can see that in YouTube. Okay. Yeah. ECAP is a paid one. Okay, then good night, everybody. Bye bye. Go and have your food.